I've got this Moen faucet. This is a bathtub, and this drips. Sometimes it gets worse, sometimes it gets a little bit better, but it just drips all the time. It's wasting water. It's also kind of annoying, and we're going to go ahead and replace it. The part that needs to be replaced, that is. These are the items we're going to be using. We've got just a regular Phillips screwdriver. This is a core puller for Moen. I'll have links down to this in the description. It is possible to do this likely without the puller with some pliers. This is the replacement cartridge. This is the heavy duty version, so the whole thing is brass instead of just the tip instead of being plastic. And then this is a really cool little tool set. I'll show you that soon. Step one is to locate and shut off your water main. Okay, now our water is off. This is in my basement. The next step is to go ahead and turn the water on. If there's anything left, to let it come on out. Once that's done draining, I'm going to close the plug down there, or you can set a towel down, make sure you don't lose any pieces, any little screws or bolts or anything like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close the plug down there, but also set this towel down because it is kind of wet. Okay, so I've got this turned completely upside down. There's a set screw there. This is 7/64 inches for a Allen key. I'm going to use some little bits for a screwdriver set. All right, so this is that screwdriver set. It's got bits for just about anything, and like I said, there will be links down to everything down in the description. Here's the 7/64 down here. I'm going to put this back in here so I don't lose it. This is a good example of something that could fall down the drain. I'm going to go ahead and take this Phillips screw out right here.
Dad?
Yeah, bud.
I'm going to Rick and Dave's house.
All right, have a good time, my man. Love you. Okay, and then all of this comes out. So here's the screw that went right into the tip there of the cartridge that we're getting ready to change. And then these pieces as well do come apart. We'll keep these lined up, the white pieces there. And remember that it was all the way over. One of the reasons why I make these videos, when I go to have to do the other ones, because we have these same things in the tub shower combo for my kids, as well as our shower. Okay, we'll pull that piece out. The little keyhole part goes up. Next step is to remove this whole plate. There's a couple screws that hold this on here. They're very long. Come on, guys. Okay, just going to set that off aside. Okay, the next step is to remove this pin here. You can stick a screwdriver in there, or maybe some, like a needle nose pliers or something should work. Now there's nothing else holding this in here, but it's stuck. Now we're going to go ahead and take the core puller out. And we are going to loosen this screw. Not all the way out, but loosen it a lot. We're also going to take this part and go way in. Okay, now these teeth right here go right here on the outside there. And I'm going to tighten this down. Okay, and that's as far as it goes. And you can see here, this part of the tool is on each side of the cartridge right there. Now I can take this, tighten it down, I can feel that loosening there. I'm just going to keep working it backwards, just with my hand here. Man, that's pretty dang stuck in there. I did not try with pliers, but I don't think I would have been able to get that out. I'm going to switch hands here. Come on. Oh, yeah. And you can see that's probably why I was leaking. This gasket here is all messing up. Another one. Oh, totally came off. I mean, I would not be surprised if the builders, when they did this, if they didn't put the oil on there like they were supposed to. Now we're gonna clean that out with some paper towels. And yeah, so these gaskets, oh yeah, all torn up. So the part numbers on this one in particular, we've got 158085, 334170057. Now, when I looked up these part numbers previously, it does give you an option to get this one, this cheaper one, or the heavier duty brass one. And I don't know about you, but I like to just do these things one time. So here's the heavier duty one. This is the 1222 HD. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and take a paper towel, clean out inside of here. We have some more remains of the look at that. More pieces of that crap. But yeah, I would not be surprised if the builders just didn't even install the oil on those when they put them in. So far our other two are just fine, but this one was definitely leaking. Okay, so I had to dig in for that other piece, but you know, that looks like it fits there. And then that one fits there. So I do have the pieces now. There are some little tiny pieces that went down on the floor, on the bottom of the tub, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and open up this frustration-full packaging. If you know about Amazon's frustration-free packaging, this is the opposite of that. They do not want people stealing these. I've got to go grab some scissors so I can, or maybe not. These are the kind of packages that if you're not careful, you can slice your hand up. Okay. So yeah, here's the difference. And this new one already has, from what I can tell, I mean, it's kind of greasy and oily already. So it's already got some on there, some oil. You can see here as I spin this, see how it, right here, how it opens and closes. Something I wanted to point out, this one, the hot and cold is marked there. On this one, we do not have that, but on this side, there's a C for cold, and this side an H for hot. So it goes in there like this. I'm going to go ahead and match the orientation of the tip there with how the flat pieces are. That's more or less the same as this one that I took out. Now, something to note here with this, when you're going to push this back in, if you push on this tip here, the back pops open. You do not want that. You want this to all stay together. It comes with this little tool that slides on here so that when you push, you're pushing against the body of this, the outer rim, and not on this tip here. You don't want this backside to come out. Now the kit comes with this little lubricant oil here. We're going to go ahead and open this up. Put some just kind of all over. A little bit on the O-ring there. We just want that to slide in there, and hopefully all of these rubber parts and pieces will not freeze up and break like they did before. The instructions say to put some on the underneath side of these also, some of the lubricant. On both of those. Okay, we've got our H and our C up. Gonna use the little plastic tool. Press that in again. Gonna put the pin back in. Okay, that looks great. So here's a little bit closer of an angle. So the clip went in. You wanna make sure that it goes down and back through the openings down there at the bottom. Now we're gonna put our sleeve back in. And again, it only goes one way. It fits right up in there. Now our faceplate also just goes in one way. Okay, those don't need to be super tight, just turn all the way down until it stops. Okay, so we got our screws back in, faceplate on, got the pin in place, the slider back in there, ready for the next step. Okay, now I've got this piece again. We're going to go ahead and screw that in. Thank you. Love you. Okay, that is in there. All right, I don't know if you noticed or if I showed up. I guess I can show you right now. The set screw had some thread lock on it. Just so that it doesn't loosen back up. See how you can see that there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my handle back on. Okay. This part matches up with that right there. So I'm gonna, and see, you can turn it just fine, but of course you gotta get that back in there. So I'm gonna take that screw, and I've got this. This is just a medium Loctite. And again, links down to down in the description to everything. I'm gonna put just a little bit of this on here. Now I'm gonna feed this screw down in there and tighten it up. It takes something like 24 hours to fully cure, but it should be fine. Okay. Now, so that's all the way to hot, all the way to, so hot and off. Okay. Now we're gonna go turn the water back on, make sure everything works right. All right, and water back on. Okay, there it is. We're going to make sure that we have hot water and cold water. Oh, that turns nice. So nice. Takes a minute for the hot water to reach back here. It's all the way on the back side of the house. Oh yeah, that's hot water. And that's cold water. And then we turn it off. Oh no, it's dripping a ton. I'm just joking. Of course it's gonna do that. But yeah, we replaced the cartridge. This, of course, is gonna drip for probably a minute or two and then fully stop. But that is how I replaced it. Moen 1222 HD commercial. And we should not be having any more drips once this initial stops. All right, it's now been about 1 minute since I finished that up. A little bit of hard water spots on there, but it is no longer dripping. Thank goodness. This is just a really cool set. I mean, it's got stuff in here I've never even seen, like some of these, you know, double-pronged guys like that. Never seen those before. It's got some of these security ones for like Xbox controllers or whatever. This one has a magnet on it. This one is an inverse Phillips. I guess they do make some screws that have the Phillips part protruding. But anyways, really cool set. I got this for my son for Christmas and I borrow it pretty often. It's got this cool little, guy for your screwdriver, you can put this on there and then bend it and twist it at the same time. But anyways, here's the 7/64 that I use. See, it says 7/64 right there. This goes here. Pop that back in there. Roll it up. And there it is. My son keeps this in his closet and uses it to rebuild all of his video game stuff.